another Cute for Teams, Champions Using Teams Effectively with Ricardo. I don't think Stacy can join. She's got a conflict today. So it'll just be me. And for those watching the recording, we have a word cloud poll going right now, which I don't think you're going to be able to see. But essentially, I asked in one word, what do you like to use in Teams the most? And interesting results. GIFs is the biggest one so far. We got one or two people, or one person has said the avatar feature, which is, coming soon. So that's interesting. Interestingly, someone answered the word cloud poll to say that word cloud is is their favorite. Documents, channels and collab, planner, lists, praise, good stuff. Okay. So one of the ways that helps me, before I kind of just open it up, if anybody came with a question, but one of the ways that helps me is I think a lot of times we talk a lot about meetings and events and things like that. And I know that's a huge part of our work a lot of times. But I often wonder if, if you guys want more, either file management and, collab kind of things, documents, things like that, which is a favorite topic. Those are favorite topics of mine as well. So I didn't see a big, meetings word there in the cloud. So that tells me a little something. So that's good stuff. So with that being said, if this is I'm kind of looking at the list here. If this is your first time, really, this is just about coming and, we all just kind of geek out together on Teams, but really it's about coming and asking questions as well. If you have questions that I might be able to answer, certainly do that. I am monitoring chat, which actually let me bring this over here quickly. So yeah, if you do have a question, you can come off mute or you can put it in the chat. And as I'm looking at the chat, so got Kim excited about the word cloud poll. When will that come to GCC is a good question. I can check, see if I can see what's on the roadmap there. And yeah, and you're right, Karen, the question was, what do you like about Teams, not so much what the business or your org likes. So just I consider us all Teams enthusiasts here, and so yeah, what do you all like to talk about? So thanks for the poll. But yeah, again, come off mute or go in chat if you have any questions or comments there, in terms of anything you want to ask or see demonstrated or anything like that. I do have both a government as well as a commercial tenant, so we can show in either place there. I'll just check with y'all. Anybody came with a burning question?
Ricardo, what are you most excited about?
So yeah, if you follow any of my other videos, the shared channels is the one I geek out the most about these days. It's just because there's a lot of cool scenarios and I'm using it in real life with colleagues, collaborating with team members, and it's working, so even when it came out conceptually and I kind of understood what it was meant to do, I was excited even then. And now that I'm using it and seeing it, work, that's where I've been kind of geeking out. I'm glad to know that, or at least I hear that GCC, it's showing up for you all as well. Is that right? Does that sound about right?
We just got it last weekend. Yes.
Last weekend. Okay. Yeah. So it's showing up there. And again, I like it because certainly collaborating with people outside your org, that's a big deal. A lot of cool value there, but I like the fact that it has cool value even within your org. So for those organizations that maybe aren't ready to kind of open up the doors to outside domains, there's still a lot of value of that shared channels there. But that aside, that kind of a new thing, I like document collaboration in teams, and I think I like you know using chat over email and kind of trying to change that culture. I think chat is just more efficient for most scenarios, for most conversations, and so I get a kick out of getting a good chat going and kind of knowing, hey, this would not have been as seamless and successful if this had been an email thread. So kind of the proponent of waiting for when an email finally gets knocked down to at least second tier and chat becomes king. Yes, and working out loud, as Amanda said, this idea of being in a team with collaborators and just not being afraid to just put the work out there. In fact, just I think it was yesterday, I even caught myself as I was collaborating with a single person and realized we should be having this conversation out in the larger team that had like 100 people in it, not because 100 people care about it, but for visibility's sake. Somebody might want to chime in on this, and we should be happy to let them do so. This is a one-to-one convo, but it's one that the team might want to engage in. So yes, working out loud is another one as well. So I'm kind of going through the chat here. Document collab, yes. I'm a big fan of document collab these days because my 9-year-old in the 4th grade, her and 2 friends recently they're using Google, but they fired up a Google Doc. They're working on a little story together. It was bananas to see her doing real-time collaboration with these 2 other children, working. It's nuts. So, I geek on that in the adult world. Now I get to geek on it in the 4th grade world. Yes, top fave is the dot collab. Yeah, so good stuff there. Kim asked about tips and tricks for the shared channels. I have kind of shown that in other sessions, but the main tip that I usually have there is let me change the thing. Reminding folks that I think I've got some shared channels in here somewhere. It might be my let me just go to my, so we know it's in GCC, but I'm going to go ahead and switch to my commercial tenant where I know I was demoing the shared channels. And I don't think I switched it correctly. Let's see, share. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so there's my shared channels with the little shared symbol there. The main tip that I hope people who are getting started using shared channels realize is that sharing even inside your org means being able to collaborate with someone and not necessarily having to add them to a new team, right? So you may have a team with 20 people in it, you guys work together, you got that one person from another team that you wish you could collaborate on something. Normally you're adding them to the team. They don't care about 90% of the stuff in your team, but because you want to collaborate on this one channel or one thing, they're brought into everything. They got to manage the notifications and all that good stuff, versus sharing out that one channel to that other team member, that other person in that other team, and not only either bringing them into your team, only seeing that channel, or letting them add that channel to a team of their choice, like the team that they use the most. That's the one that I really like. I really like, and I've used, in real life. I think it's bringing value to the other folks. I'm assuming they're thankful to not have yet another team in their list, and then in fact, the more you do that, now someone can have a team that has multiple channels all in one spot from all kind of different collaboration scenarios. So that'd be kind of my quick tip is, and I think I tried to show that with this channel here, this Rick, Deborah, and admin channel, both Deborah and the admin, I might be able to show that, have added this channel to their own team. So while on my side, it's the Delete Me One team, I make great names for my teams. Very, you know, creative. But I think Deborah has added hers. I remember right when I did this demo. Yep, she added hers to a team called the Debras. Right. So from her perspective, it's in that channel is in her favorite team. From my perspective, it's in my favorite team, and we're rocking and rolling. I'm sure the admin has added it to. I think I added it to a team called the admin. So that's one of my favorite features there.
So we're just getting started with this. How would you do that?
Yep. So let's go ahead here, and I'll do it with Deborah again. So I'm going to add a channel. It's going to be a shared channel, and I'll call it. I really need to get more creative. Let's call it test 1, 2, 3. Share this channel with everyone on the team. I'm going to take that off. This is really all about Deborah. And it starts firing that up. Because it's a live demo, it adds an extra 20 seconds to the process. Okay. There we go. All right, share the 1, 2, 3 channel, or test 1, 2, 3 channel. Then type the name of someone in your org you want to add to this channel. You can also add people outside your org by typing their email address. All right, so we got Deborah. I'm going to share it with her. Okay. And all right, so we're done there. We come over to Deborah. I hope I did that right, because let me see. Ricardo shared a channel with you. Okay, we'll click that. Come on. Oh, so we're here in the test 1, 2, 3 channel. Where is this? Okay, so I did that wrong. So what I did was the standard share a channel in my team. You basically join my team, but you only see that one channel. What I was really trying to go for, if we come back here, was let's see. Actually, I'll click. I think it's share channel. Come on. Share channel. Good grief. Let's see. With people, with a team, or with a team you own.
Ricardo, it's with a team.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
The one thing that while you're going through this, though, can I add a little caveat there?
Yeah.
The one thing that I've noticed from working in the government space, and we deal with sensitive information on a need to know basis, when you add people to, when you say share with the whole team, it's going to let them add it to any channel, any team that they want, as you said. But the problem is it's going to invite the entire team. So like, for example, if I share it with Deborah to Deborah's team, some of the people on her team may not have a need to know for the information in test 1, 2, 3. So you have to be aware it's kind of a global all or nothing kind of situation. So what I have used this for is will share with the whole team and then go in once all the team members are invited and cherry pick the people I need to quit instead of typing in 100 names, right? Cherry pick the people I need and then remove the team so that only the designated people with the need to know for that sensitive information can see what's in that channel. Because we're talking like the scenario we set up for all of our training materials is HR is working with Med Bureau on a wellness seminar and they need to collaborate together in one place. But you don't want to invite them to the HR team because PII. You don't want to invite them to the med team because HIPAA. So you create this one place in the middle and make sure that you only invite the right people so that they're not seeing PII and HIPAA that they're not allowed to see. So I just wanted to share that as a little extra flavor since somebody was asking about like tips and tricks.
Yeah. And what I do also like about that, though, and I think we'll see it here as I'm demoing this, you get to know what, at least in this scenario, I'm going to know what team Deborah's going to share it with and how many people are in it. I remember seeing that one time. And so if someone's about to share put that channel in a team with 1,000 people, I get a chance to deny that.
Correct. So it sends out an invite. They have 14 days to accept on behalf of any team they own. Then once they accept on behalf of the team, you as the shared channel owner will go, ooh, you invited the wrong one. So like in all of my training materials I put out there, please coordinate with them in advance so they know which team you intend for them to select. So because if they select the wrong one and you deny it, the process goes over again. And then that just creates churn that's not necessary.
Yep. So here's me sharing that channel with Deborah for her to put in a team of her choice. I am currently now Deborah. I've accepted that invite. I'm going to find a team I own, of which there happens to just be the one. This is the team with one member that I want to add this shared channel to. So I'm just going to say done. Deborah, I'm Deborah. I've done my part. I've accepted your invite and put it in a team. Great. We'll notify you when the channel is added. And the reason they say that is because back on Ricardo's side, Deborah accepted an invite, and it's telling me she is attempting to put it in the Deborah team. If I change the zoom on that, she's trying to put it in Deborah's, and it has one member. But again, if that was 1,000, that would be a red flag for me. But again, this is where I get to either deny that or approve it. So to your point, yes, the fear of sharing a channel and someone kind of oversharing it on their end, I'm glad that this process is there, so I get to kind of make that that choice. But in this case, I'm comfortable with that. I go ahead and approve Deborah's selection, and now we're good to go there. Does that make sense? One thing that came up for us, I'm looking at chat. With shared channels and commercial, you can get an email, but in our environment, you don't. That's an email about the sharing of the channel. Is that what you're saying there?
No, there's actually one of our users brought it up. They're like, can you get an email for the channel like you can get an email for the team? And we're like, no, that's not a thing. And then I went and looked in my dev environment, my G5 dev environment, and it kind of is a thing, but not in the government space, or at least not in our government space.
Yeah, so as far as I know, emails, channel emails are not planned for government. I mean, even before shared channels, they're not planned for the government cloud. So I'm in commercial here. What we're talking about is going to a channel like this one and saying get email address. And that's an email address that I can email to, and my email and any attachments will actually get posted to the channel. This isn't a thing in government though. So share channel or normal channel, this isn't a feature for government.
Right. And I just wanted to share that with the larger group as another tip and trick, because users in our environment will see things on the commercial and go, why don't we have?
Yeah.
Sorry, government's different.
And fortunately, it's a very short list of things that are just literally not planned for government that are in commercial. I mean, this is one of only, handful I can think of where it's like we're not that we're working on it. It's just like just not planned, at least last time I checked. So gladly that list is not there too long. But yeah, hopefully you see the value of that particular demo scenario, again, where one person has this shared channel in their favorite team and the other person, Deborah, which we see here, let her know that Ricardo approved it. And now from her side, she's got that, where is it? I think it was the share with Bob in her favorite team. So one little scenario I've attempted to use that for. These days, I'm on a kick of trying to let teams help us socialize a little more. And so I've been doing what I call water cooler channels that, you tell everybody this is the no work necessary needed here. This is where you come and chat and goof off or whatever. If you're afraid of too much chatter, we can turn off, notifications on a channel, right? So you can turn it off if you're afraid of getting too much. But for those that just want a place to just say whatever and how I'm feeling, or did you watch the football game yesterday or something, here's a water cooler channel. And what shared channels then lets me do is lets me share that not just with my team, but with other related teams, where that water cooler channel is in their team. And when it's all said and done, imagine 5 teams who all have a water cooler channel in their team, but it's really one channel, and all of these disparate teams are able to goof off in one single place. So that's one idea for those kind of channels. But again, even a work related channel, imagine having 5 different teams, and they all got that same channel in their particular team. But yeah, I'm trying to see if this whole water cooler channel thing takes off. I don't know if that's a value in your org, trying to get a little more ability to socialize, but I hear that often from team members that are just looking for, when so many of us are remote or hybrid, looking for more ways to kind of engage socially. Okay. I no longer see Planner as an app in Teams. However, I do see Task by Planner. Is Planner no longer available? So let me check, because that's news to me. I think that might, well, depending on your perspective, that might be a good or a bad thing. But let me switch to my GCC here for you. Here's my GCC. Planner is still there, and I do not have the tasks yet. So maybe that is coming now on the commercial side. Let me switch again here, because we can see if both are there. I don't remember Planner going away, but maybe it did. Yeah. So on this side, I do have tasks by Planner and to do. So ultimately, this is what you'll get. But yeah, I guess the Planner app itself, once this came along, I guess does seem to be gone. Obviously, the Planner tasks are still there, but the app itself, I guess if you were trying to, I would imagine partly why it's gone is because I'm looking here at the functionality that they're still bringing to this app, and then if you needed to, you can just go out to the browser to the full app. But your boards, your charts, your schedules are still there. So they're trying to bring the functionality, but they're trying to aggregate it, Planner, to do, and any other tasks into one spot. So yeah, as Heather's saying, it's more of a rebrand, but hopefully the same functionality. That's another, when you ask me what do I like about Teams and really Office 365, task management is another topic I like too. And so for me, it does involve to-do, Planner, and SharePoint lists in terms of ways of managing tasks. So SharePoint lists is another big, another great topic for me, and it's really because I like the topic of task management in Office 365. Yeah. So it looks like for some of you, it hasn't reached your tenant yet. So, Christiane, I guess you're one of the first to see it hit your tenant. So, but ultimately, this is what it will ultimately look like.
Hey, Ricardo, I think she's asking how to add it to a team, specifically the tab at the top of the channel. Like, is in your environment, is it functioning the same, or is there any failure there? Because I know for some people, like when it works as a personal app on the sidebar, but then as a tab in the team, it gets a little quirky.
Okay, so I'll switch
Not a
over.
team.
Where Lisa Ann might be, or Christy Ann might be getting a little friction.
Yeah, not a team, but a channel specifically.
Channel.
Yes.
Right. So you want to add the Planner tab here. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Or at least the tasks by Planner.
Okay. So here is our new plan. Adding the task by planner as a tab to a channel, I'm not sure that's a thing. I think that's a dedicated left rail app. Yeah, but I'm in my government client here. So at least for government client, we've seen the addition of a planner tab here. Let me go back to commercial, see if there's any difference. So there, planner, where's my plan? It says my planner all the way. Oh, okay. So in commercial, you're right. So task by planner is now the thing for commercial because it's completely rolled out there. Ultimately, it appears it essentially is a planner tab. I'm not seeing my to-do items here, but yeah, so we are seeing two differences. As tasks is not yet in the GCC, that would be the experience for commercial and what we would expect to see when it rolls out to GCC. So it looks like, so yeah, if at least one of you has it, then rollout is, I guess, in progress. And then the question would be when is the rollout expected to complete? Some of you aren't seeing it at all, according to the chat. And then one quick question, Christiana. So are you seeing the tasks on the left rail, but not the tab, or are you not seeing task by planner at all?
So I see task by planner when on the left rail, but when I go into a particular channel as part of an overall team, it's difficult for me to get task by planner specific to that channel, which is what I need.
Gotcha. Okay. And I wouldn't think that there would be a backend admin function for enabling, that would distinguish between the two. So that's kind of interesting. So it should be there listed with the rest. So maybe we'll give it some more time to fully bake there, I guess.
May I ask a question for Christiane? Are you trying to add in a planner that is not associated with that specific team, because that will bomb out?
No, I'm trying to add a Microsoft app to that particular channel. So in general, for my division, we've broken down all of the subdivisions by channel. And for the administrative team, I'm trying to create a general planner or a tasks by planner. And that's where I'm meeting difficulty, is adding that. I can add Excel, I can add to do, which I've done, but for whatever reason, I cannot add tasks by planner.
So that's creating a new plan for that. So it wouldn't have the problem of the grayed out existing. You're trying to just add a new one. I wonder if that's just I don't know, still rolling out kind of a thing. Because it's weird to be able to see it and have full functionality from a left rail perspective, but not the associated tab. Well, next week maybe you come back and tell us that all is well, hopefully.
I'll keep you posted. Thank you.
All right. Well, good stuff there. So I'm happy to hear, though, that task by planner seems to be rolling out next week. I would be interested to know if it has hit everyone, if they're using it, and if it's providing some value there. Good stuff. All right. Well, thank you all for joining again. Hope this was helpful, and we will do this again next week, Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and check out the blog for more content.